And as the new school year approaches, the rising cost of school supplies is putting a strain on families across New Jersey. But thanks to the Salvation Army New Jersey division, nearly 6,000 children statewide are heading back to class with confidence, equipped with brand new backpacks and essential supplies. Captain Darell Houston of the Salvation Army joins us to discuss their statewide distribution events and the impact that they're making. Captain Houston, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You bet. I love the Salvation Army. You are always there, especially in communities where a lot of other charities don't even bother coming in to help. And you have always been the stalwarts. You're always there helping out the most destitute in many cases. And when the biggest crises happen. And right now in New Jersey, you have so many families facing that average. It's $875 in back to school expenses. When we were kids, so I'm older than you, wasn't 875. That's a lot of money. So tell us how the Salvation Army school supply distribution events, why they're so critical for New Jersey communities and how you all decided to get involved.
Well, thank you for your support. We really do appreciate it. And you hit the nail on the head. One of the benefits and privileges that we have as the Salvation Army is that we don't have to come into communities to support them. We're already there. And this is just a part of our support for our broader mission year round to meet human needs and to provide these essential services to folks in our communities. And you know, like I know, that the more prepared you feel and the more prepared you are, the better chance at success you have. And we want to provide that for the kids in our communities around New Jersey.
Yeah, that's so essential. My mother was a teacher and an administrator in schools, and my mother-in-law was a teacher for decades. And my mother-in-law worked in a district in South Florida that was very poor. And every year she used to have a little fundraiser with the family and friends to raise money. And she would put money out of her pocket and buy kids everything from notebooks and pens and pencils and erasers because they had nothing. These kids had nothing. And you're helping 6,000 kids across Camden, Vineland, Kearney, Newark, places where kids really, many of them come to school. They're lucky they can get to school in the morning. Can you walk us through what families can expect at the distribution events and how they're organized?
We're really excited to be able to provide these opportunities for the kids because it's not just equipping them with supplies, but it's also preparing them to be confident and prepared in the classroom and establishing that dignity. One of the things about our distributions is that we like to say in the office, we're looking to make impact, not just contact. So as the kids come to our facilities and to our sites, they're going to be able to see all these backpacks lined up. They'll be able to choose their backpack. They'll be able to select their supplies. It's not just going to be a bag handed to them, but they're going to have a say in it. And it's going to be wonderful that when they get to school, they're going to be proud of what they have and be able to start on a good foot.
I love that. I love that. That's what a difference and the confidence that gives when you start them off on that footing of being excited to come to school because they don't have to feel embarrassed and shy away from the other kids. I got exactly what you got. We're all going to start out the same. That really makes such a big difference. That confidence level gives them a fighting shot, if you will, at being a success in their school career, and that's so important. The kids should have to worry about nothing else but their school studies. They shouldn't have to worry about all those other stresses. Share a story, if you can, Captain, from one of the communities that you're serving that highlights the need for or the impact of these distribution events.
Oh, absolutely. When I think about specifically here in Newark, New Jersey, and we have such a diverse community and a variety of needs and grade levels and schools, that oftentimes populations and pockets of kids get overlooked. I think specifically about some of our older kids who, because they're not as small as some of the younger ones, they tend to get overlooked. But
Mm.
what we recognize is that they oftentimes need supplies that are larger and more expensive and more burdensome on the families, which is why it's so important for donations and folks to visit us at our website, salvationarmynj.org, to be able to help us provide these supplies. I can remember specifically of a young man who needed a scientific calculator. And when we looked up the calculator that they needed in class, it was $85 for a calculator for a single class. Some schools are able to provide these resources, but others aren't. And that's where we step in to come alongside families to make sure that because of finances, no child should have to go without.
Wow. Unfortunately, or at least I'm hoping that today the Chromebooks and things like that can access that stuff online. So hopefully that doesn't that sort of is the new substitute for I remember the scientific calculators back in the day, but it's just how daunting a thing that might be if you have destitute poverty and you're being told, oh, by the way, you need this for class, $85, and you don't even have food for lunch or for dinner, whatever. You go home and you're struggling like that. That must be terrifying for a lot of kids, really scary. And I think a lot of people, by the way, I want to mention this, Captain, anytime we have someone from the Salvation Army on, I always want to point out a lot of people don't realize that the Salvation Army is a church, right? I was a Catholic priest. I always looked at everybody in the Salvation Army as you are literally putting your money where your mouth is, so to say. You are out there doing the ministry that you're called to do. You do such an amazing job. You are just you're the Holy Spirit exemplified on earth as far as I'm concerned with what you do. You're known for doing the most good beyond the school supplies. What other ways is the New Jersey Division supporting families as they prepare for the school year?
As families are getting prepared for the school year, we're recognizing that there's a holistic need. That while the children may have backpacks and supplies, we want to make sure that they come home to homes with food in the refrigerator and in the cabinets. So we have our pantries throughout the state, our choice pantries, where folks can come in again, restoring their dignity, not just being having a bag thrusted into their face or chest, but being able to come in and select the items that they know their family needs and be able to have a healthy meal every single day, based on some of the supplies that we're able to provide. Additionally, as you know, we ramp up for the different seasons. We just came off of our summer camp where thousands of kids from around New Jersey were able to attend for a week to get away and go into our wonderful Camp Tecumseh in Pittstown, New Jersey, but to experience a opportunity that maybe otherwise they wouldn't, to get out into nature, get from in front of the screens, and really just connect with other young people their age and being guided by people that really care about them. And we're
That
always
must have been
continuing to
amazing.
ramp up. Yeah, it was a wonderful time. My daughters also went, so that was
Aw.
fantastic. And every year we ramp up getting ready for Christmas as we continue to provide opportunities and cheer for families around that time as well.
And I know a lot of people donate, they donate clothes through the year and whatever, but a lot of people they only think about donating food, canned food and whatnot at like Thanksgiving and Christmas. There's a need year round, right? So if you want to donate, I'm sure non-perishable canned goods and whatnot, I'm sure you guys would accept that year round quite happily. Or donations, cash donations go a lot farther, I'm sure, or a lot further, I should say, for the Salvation Army because where the resources are best needed. Am I wrong on that?
You're 100% correct. And with the different opportunities and youth music programs and sports opportunities we provide, those dollars, along with the supports that we provide for families, give opportunities to kids to better themselves in a variety of ways.
Absolutely. My nearest that I always go to is the one in Patterson. I always, whenever there's any donation, I come down to the Patterson location. God bless them all, and they're all such good people there. I love them. So for families who may still need help, or families who want to get involved, because you don't have to get into the ministry, right, and work up in the ranks. You could also volunteer in other ways. How can people do that to help out the Salvation Army?
There are many ways to help and to serve in your community. And I think the easiest way for folks to find out what's closest to them is to visit our website at salvationarmynj.org, where we have not just the supports we offer, but also listed many volunteer opportunities in a community near you.
And if you could talk to some kids right now, Captain Houston, what would the message be that you hope or kids or their families take away from all these events as the kids are heading back to school?
We want to just make sure that every child knows and their families knows that if there's anything that they need, they can come to us. We're here for them. We're part of their community, and we love them.
And you know what? You're a very special man, and Salvation Army is a very, very special organization. God bless every single one of you, and thank you for what you do every day. Captain Darell Houston of the Salvation Army, New Jersey Division, thank you. And my best to everybody who you work with. And thank you for helping make a lot of kids feel a lot more secure as they make their way back to school. God bless you all, really.
Thank you.
Thank you.